We stared at one another in silence. Then back at the doors of the scientists, our breathing was the only sound in the vast tavern. Bonnie tugged at a strand of hair. But how can we do anything? She began. We are kids. Nobody will listen to us. That is true, but there is another way you can help, the ghost said. My fear is that the world will trace the sleepers and try to destroy them. They will use radar and satellites to find out where they have gone. If they attack black people, the sleepers will fight back with enormous powers, and mankind will perish. So what you have to do is make sure that we avoid that wall and help Blight and the sleepers return safely to the North Pole. And if we can't, I asked, then mankind is doomed. The weather is Blight's weapon. He will unleash ferocious storms like the one you saw in your classroom, only on a global scale. Man has no weapons to defend himself against the attacks. Civilization will be destroyed. Desmond raised a hand nervously like he does in class when he wants to ask a question. His voice was little more than a whisper. But if the polar ice cap is melting, won't the sleepers die if they go home? The scientist gave him a determined look. Not today, not tomorrow, but in the years to come, yes. There is still time to avoid a disaster if the next generation of mankind takes action. Your generation. I've explained this to Blight and he understands. I've told him that your generation will stop global warming. I said that young humans would repair the damage done by the older ones. My mind was in turmoil. How could the scientists make such a promise? And worse, how could kids like us keep it? Then another thought burst into my mind. Dr. Ziegler's ghost had forgotten something, the most important problem of all. But how would the sleepers find their way home now? I asked in despair. I broke that isotope in our classroom, and you said the sleepers cannot retrace their way back to the North Pole without it. Dr. Ziegler leaned forward, his red-put eyes blazing into mine. Dylan, you and your friends have to find out where they left their second-last beacon. The isotope they set in place before they came to your school. But it could be anywhere, Libra protested. We are not scientists. We wouldn't know where to look. I know, but find it you must. Dr. Ziegler told us. Take Black with you, earn his trust. Once he knows where it is, he can lead his people home. Slowly the scientist's toes began to fade, until only his face hovered in the air before us. His final warning left me chilled. You have to act quickly before anyone tries to kill them, and starts a war that mankind cannot win. And with that, Dr. Ziegler's face melted away and we are alone in the cavern.